Something just happened, and no one was ready for it. A phone drops, a notification lights up the screen, and in the middle of an ordinary day, everything changes. Jin, yes, Jin of BTS just made history, again. But this time, it's personal. His second solo mini-album, Echo, was released on May 16th. Quietly, no overhype, no teasers that screamed for attention, just a title, just a voice. And yet within days, it exploded. The title track, Don't Say You Love Me, didn't climb the charts. It erased the line between idol and artist and shattered records most artists only dream of. In Korea, it shot straight to #1 on Spotify. In Japan, it held the #1 spot on Spotify's daily chart for 17 days, nonstop. Not just that. For 2 weeks in a row, it was also the #1 song on Japan's weekly top songs chart. And on Shazam, Jin's voice became the most searched across Japan, 19 days in a row. Deezer Japan? You guessed it, he held that chart too. But this story doesn't stop at borders. It goes global. On May 25th, just 9 days after Echo dropped, Jin did something no other Asian artist has done this year. He hit #1 on Spotify's global chart. Think about that. One voice, one song, sharing space at the top with names like Bad Bunny and Playboi Carti. But this wasn't hip-hop or reggaeton. It was pop rock. Emotional, raw, vulnerable. And that's what makes this different. Jin wasn't just making music. He was telling a story, one we weren't ready to hear but needed to feel. Don't Say You Love Me is more than a title. It's a confession. It's the sound of someone standing at the edge of love and loss, asking for honesty, even if it hurts. And that feeling? People across the world connected to it. Deeply, in just 21 days, the song surpassed 100 million streams on Spotify. That's the fastest any Asian artist has reached that milestone in 2025. It's not just popular, it's powerful. And his album Echo, it recently hit 200 million streams. In Japan, the Recording Industry Association awarded it a gold certification, over 100,000 physical shipments in just 10 days. And still, Jin wasn't done. He entered Billboard's main album chart, the Billboard 200, at #3. That's higher than many global pop stars manage in a lifetime. In the UK, he made it into the official top 100 albums, #63. And in Billboard Japan's half-year chart, compiled over 6 months, Echo placed in 2 categories with only 10 days of data. This isn't luck, it's a shift. For years, Jin has been called the worldwide handsome, the funny one, the big brother. But now he's something more, an artist who's carved out his own path fearlessly and from the heart. Because when you listen to Don't Say You Love Me, you can hear it, the longing, the hesitation, the ache of someone who's loved deeply and maybe lost even deeper. And that one line, don't say you love me if it's not forever. It lingers. This isn't a breakup song, it's a boundary. It's protection, it's hope hiding behind pain. And maybe that's why it resonates. Because in a world full of fleeting things, fast messages, fast feelings, fast music, Jin gave us something that slowed us down, that made us sit still, that made us feel. He didn't beg for validation. He simply opened his heart and let the music do the talking. Now he stands beside the biggest artists in the world, not as a member of a global group, but as Jin. And if this is what Echo sounds like, what's next could be even louder. This is more than a comeback. It's a reminder that honesty has a sound, and it's echoing around the world.